just from my untrained eye anyway.
Along with him and Coach Andrews, I think they did a good job of helping him stay prepared, during his time off. But we needed a spark, and he definitely provided that. He played hard, played tough. I'm sure if you asked him, I'm sure he's going to say definitely some things he need to, work on. But first performance back, I thought he played really, really well.
How does a player like Jordan make the players around him better?
I think he did a great job of coming back with his energy. I think we all know that he's a playmaker, and when he had those opportunities to make plays, I think that helps the players feel like, hey, we're getting our strength back, which is having some talented guys around that can do multiple things, and that's what he provides. He's a guy who can do multiple things.
With some of the personnel improvements you've had in secondary, do you get the sense that Jordan's going to stick at boundary now after the way you guys sort of tried him out at field?
That's probably a question to ask Coach Khan. He's been working with the safeties, I think he knows how to do both, and I think depending on matchups, he may be a matchup guy. But that's the luxury that a guy like Jordan can bring when he can play not only field boundary, he can also play corner too. So that actually adds a lot of boost for our defense there.
After missing practice reps, how's DeMar Hamlin kind of responded? He had a pretty prominent role on Saturday.
He's been spot on as well. He's been hurt, through most of the part and rehabbing, getting back. But I thought he did a great job of staying mentally prepared. And he'll even admit his stuff. It's not the same, but I think he was so locked in mentally that it helped him along physically. And now that he's starting to get where he needs to physically, you're starting to see him kind of take off a little bit.
Is Dane settling in at that cornerback squad, pretty much taking ownership of it?
He is. With every opportunity, that's I think that's what those guys realize. I think you can see Motley's getting healthy. I think you see those freshmen are getting stronger every day. And if you want to earn reps, I tell them each week you got to go out there and do it. I'm not. You may have a good game last week, but you got to still go out and prove it. The next team's not, waiting to see what you did last week.
How do you feel that your group has done, the corners specifically, through these 4 weeks?
We're competing. We're competing hard. Obviously, I'm sure there's a lot I want from them. I'm sure there's a lot that they want from themselves. And each day I tell those guys, you got to continue to keep stepping to the plate, and that's what we're hoping to do. Just keep stepping to the plate and try to get better as a group.
Well, the corners haven't allowed many big pass plays. Has all the work with the technique and all the things you've done in the offseason, are you seeing those start to pay off in the games?
Definitely. You see those guys really engaged. I wish I had some wood here to knock on. But we're gonna keep doing the things, trying to stay fundamentally sound, and keep putting ourselves in those situations where we know we're going to be in a game time, and we're hoping that those are the things that pay off on Saturdays.
When you guys were recruiting DeMar and you first got him here, were there things in him that you saw that you said, we could probably move this guy from corner to safety at some point if we want?
We thought he was a flexible guy, no different than Jordan. A guy, and when you get a chance to get him on the board, he's smart. So you talk about a guy being a quarterback in the back end and being able to see things that can help the rest of the unit out. That's something that he definitely brings to the table, and that was the biggest strength when you saw him and recruiting and talked to him, that you knew he was going to bring to the table.
Let's go back to Jordan for a second. Have you seen him be more mature maybe after Coach, came down on him early in the season and gave him that discipline?
Definitely, and you miss the time, miss the football, and that's your love and your passion and not having it, that'll definitely put you in line. And he's been nothing but attentive, trying to help the younger guys along when he hasn't been in there, and he's picking up. The one thing, when we knew suspension was going to come down, I told him to stay engaged, because you don't want to be that guy who's trying to fit into the ball club when you're coming back 3 weeks. Remain involved with everybody in this group, because that's only going to make our group stronger. So if you're out there, you're seeing things that they can't see, let it be known, because for those first few games, those were going to be the guys taking the snaps, and we needed those guys to play at a high level. So anything that he can benefit to the group, that's what we wanted them to do, to stay engaged at all times. And I think it's definitely made him a stronger leader, and just appreciate the game more.
How was
How close to his level, previous level, did he play on Saturday? He played really well as a freshman and sophomore. Did he approach that at all?
You know, production-wise, you know, he was really high. You know, like I said, for him, I think he'll say there's more he needs to work on. But for coaches, we were pleased. We were pleased, and you know, you can see the growth in his play. You know, this past Saturday, and you know, getting back to, traditional pro set. You know, I'm sure he'll see the football field even a lot more cleaner.
How's Dennis Briggs kind of responded, you know, over the last week with all the competition, obviously?
I mean, he's a great teammate, great guy in the room. We told him to stay engaged. He's still involved in this because there's packages in place for everybody, and we know it's a long season still, you know. So we're going to need everybody on board. But he's been nothing but the teammate and the captain he's been from day one, and that's what you expect from Dennis Briggs. And he's going to continue to get his opportunities, and I know he's going to play at a high level when he does.
How's Paris doing in your room? How's he coming along in his catch-up process?
He's getting there. He's getting there. You can tell him a grin, but he's working hard, and he's staying engaged, and he's asking good questions, and we're hoping, you know, that that he'll continue to progress, and that we can use him down the road if he catches up with the game plan.
What does Rice do offensively? What have you kind of seen from them?
You know, I mean, they're Wesley, who's here, you know, so we know they're going to do a lot of similar things that our offense does. But they're a talented group, and you can see those jet sweeps flying all over across the field. So we know we're going to have good eye discipline, no different than like a Georgia Tech week. You know, it's that one time you take your eye off the ball or take your eye off your key, and it can explode for a big play. And that's what, you know, their offense does as well as ours. So we got to be locked in, disciplined, even though we may say we're familiar with it. I'm sure they're going to have a new wrinkle here or there, and we got to be prepared.